Hello students. Today in this video, we'll discuss the first chapter of Business Studies of class 11th, Business, Trade and Commerce. Today in this video, we'll discuss about the concept of business and the characteristics of business. Concept of business. The term business is derived from the word busy. Now, if we talk about the term business, it has been derived from the word busy. Thus, business means being busy. So, you can say business means being busy. So, if you are busy in doing an economic activity, so you can call it to be business. However, in a specific sense, business refers to any occupation in which people regularly engage in an activity with a view to earn or to earning profit. So when you talk about in a specific sense, business refers to any occupation, means any occupation if an individual is doing on regular basis with the you could say view to earn profit, then you can call that occupation to be business. So with this line you can make out that the activity that you are doing should be on regular basis and the activity that you are doing should be with the aim to earn profit. These two things should be required to call it to be business. The activity may consist of production, either the production will take place or purchase of goods, or the purchase of goods will take place for sale purpose, or exchange of goods or supply of services to satisfy the needs of the other people, or the exchange of goods will take place or the supply of services will take place to satisfy the need of other people. So these are the things that are being required to call an activity to be a business. In every society, people undertake various activities to satisfy their needs. These activities may be broadly classified into two groups, economic and non-economic. Now whenever we talk about activities, clear, people does activities to satisfy their needs, and these activities can be classified into two, one economic and second non-economic. Now when you talk about economic activities are those by which we can earn our livelihood, and whereas non-economic activities are those performed out of love, sympathy, sentiments, patriotism, etc. Now if we talk about economic activities are those activities which will be done by an individual for earning livelihood. Means he will conduct that activity and with the help of that he is going to earn his livelihood. Or when we talk about non-economic activities, on the other hand, it means these are those activities which will be conducted by an individual out of love, sympathy, clear, sentiments, etc. So it means in one you are going to earn something, on the other you are not going to earn anything. Like for example, a worker working in a factory, a doctor operating in his clinic, a manager working in the office, and a teacher teaching in a school are doing so to earn their livelihood. So these are the examples of economic activities where these individuals will work and they are going to earn their livelihood. On the other hand, like a lady cooking food at her home, or a child, a boy is helping an old man to cross the road. So these are the activities that will be performed by these individuals, clear, to satisfy their psychological need, or you could say they will do this so out of love or sympathy. So here these individuals are not going to earn anything out of these activities, but yes, they will satisfy their mind. So these are called to be a non-economic activities. Economic activities may be further divided into three categories, namely business, profession, and employment. So further you can classify your economic activities into three. One, business, second is profession, and third is employment. Now when you talk about business, business may be defined as an economic activity involving the production and sale of goods and services undertaken with the motive of earning profit by satisfying human needs in the society. So with the help of all, you can make out the definition of business, that business can be defined as an economic activity. It means business is an economic activity, means an activity which will be conducted to earn livelihood involving the production. Here the production of goods will take place, clear, and sale of goods. In a nutshell, you can say exchange of goods and services will take place with a motive of earning profit. So the motive behind doing so will be earning profit by satisfying human needs in the society. And how you are going to earn that profit? By satisfying the human needs in the society. It means whatever need is there of that individual, you are going to fulfill that, you are going to satisfy that individual, and you are going to charge for that, and out of that you are going to earn profit. So you can call it to be a business. Now with the help of this, you can make out the characteristics of business activities. Now we will discuss the characteristics of business activities one by one. To call to be a business, you must possess these characteristics. One, an economic activity. A business is considered to be an economic activity because it is undertaken with the object of earning profit or earning money or livelihood. It will not be done because of love, affection, sympathy, or any other sentimental reasons. Now, when you talk about the first characteristic of business is what? It should be an economic activity. Now, when we are talking about an economic activity, it means what? This activity must be undertaken with the object of earning money. So, behind doing that activity, your motive should be to earn money or livelihood. It should not be done on the basis of love, affection, sympathy, or any other sentimental reasons. So, these kind of, you could say, psychological features will not get any place in economic activity. Love, affection, sympathy, or any sentimental factors or reasons. So it will be purely done, clear, to earn money. This should be the characteristic of business. Second, production or procurement of goods and services. Now when you talk about production or procurement of goods and services, before goods are offered to people for consumption, they must be either produced or procured by business enterprises. Now, if you are going to offer the goods to the people, so before it's being offered for consumption, they must be either produced. Being a manufacturing unit, you are going to produce that, or being a service providing or trading concern, you are going to procure it from the business concerns so that you can make the sale of the same. Thus, every business enterprise either manufactures or could say either manufactures the goods it deals in, or it acquires them from producers to be further sold to consumers or user. So being a manufacturer, as I've told you, if you are a manufacturer, you are going to make the production or you are going to do the production of the same, and if you are a trading concern, then you are going to acquire it from the producers so that you can make the further sale of the same to the consumers. Goods may consist of consumable items of daily use such as sugar, ghee, pen, notebook, etc., or capital goods like machine, furniture, etc. Now, when you talk about procurement or production of goods, so goods means both. It may be a consumable good, or it may be a capital good. Now, when you talk about consumable goods, these are those goods which are being consumed by the consumer in day-to-day life activities. Whereas when you talk about capital goods are those goods which are going to help you out in making a further production like machine, furniture, etc. Services may include facilities offered to consumer in the form of transportation, banking, electricity, etc. So even you can provide services in the form of transportation. Transportation means what? You are going to help out the individual to make the movement of goods from one place to the another. Banking, here you can help out the individual in the aspects of money related, electricity, power, and so on. So the second characteristic is what? Production or procurement of goods and services. Either you are going to produce them or you are going to procure them from the producers so that you can make the further sale of the same to satisfy the need of the individuals. Third, sale or exchange of goods and services for the satisfaction of the human need. It's not only production or procurement of goods and services. The thing that is being required is what? Sale or the exchange of goods and services for the satisfaction of the human needs. Directly or indirectly, business involves transfer or exchange of goods and services for value. So, whatever you are going to produce, whatever you are going to procure, you are going to procure it for sale purpose. So, exchange of goods and services will take place here for value, means you are going to charge something for that. If goods are produced not for the purpose of sale but say for internal consumption, it cannot be called to a business activity. Yes, if you have done any production and that production has been done for consumption, self consumption, you cannot call it to be a business activity. To call to be a business activity, that production or procurement must be for sale purpose or for value. Cooking food at home for the family is not business activity, but cooking food and selling it to the others in a restaurant is called business. So like if a lady is cooking food at her home, will not call to be a business activity. But on the other hand, if the same lady is cooking food in a restaurant to sell it to the others, then it can call to be a business activity. Thus, one essential characteristic of business is that there should be sale or exchange of goods and services between the seller and the buyer. So you can say in a nutshell, to be called to be a business activity, there should be sale or exchange of goods and services between the seller and the buyer. Means two individuals should be there, one should be the seller and the another should be the buyer. Then only the transaction that took place between these two individuals will call to be a business activity, and this should be for money. Next characteristic, dealing dealings in goods and services on regular basis. Yeah, to be called to be a business activity, that activity should conduct on regular basis. Business involves dealing in goods or services on regular basis. One single transaction of sale or purchase therefore does not constitute business. Yeah, if any activity that will be that has been taken for one could say on one or single transaction basis will not call to be a business. To be called an activity to be a business activity, it should be conducted on regular basis. Thus, for example, if a person sells his her domestic radio set even at a profit, it will not be considered as a business activity, because every day that individual is not going to sell out clear the radio set from his home. So it's just one time activity. If that individual has earned money out of that, even then it will not call to be a business activity. To be called to a business activity, it should be conducted on regular basis. Clear? If the same individual sells radio set in his or her electronic shop on regular basis and earns profit out of that, then it will call to be or regarded as a business activity. Clear? So it should be on regular basis. So any activity will call to be a business activity when it will be done on regular basis. Fifth characteristic, profit earning. Yes, whenever any individual does a business activity, the aims behind that activity should be to earn profit. No business can survive for long without earning profit, as you know. That is why businessman makes all possible efforts to maximize profits by increasing the volume of sales or reducing cost. So every possible effort will be made by a businessman to earn profit, because ultimately the main aim of establishing the business is what? Earning profit. So any activity will be called to be a business activity, or you could say any economic activity will call to be a business activity when the intention behind that activity will be to earn more and more profit. So profit earning should be the ultimate aim of doing that economic activity. So this is the next characteristic of your business, profit earning. Uncertainty of return. Uncertainty of return refers to the lack of knowledge relating to the amount of money that the business is going to earn in a given period. Now, when you have established your business, you are continuing with your business in the market. So, you cannot say that this is or this much amount of profit you are going to earn this year, because there is uncertainty of return. Every business invests money, capital to run its activities with the objective of earning profit. But it is not changes in customers change, but it is not changes in customers' taste and passions, changes in methods of production, strike or lockout in the workplace, increased competition in the market, fire, thefts, accident, natural calamities, etc. No business can altogether do away with this risk. Now, when you talk about the return in business, so the return that you are going to earn in business is totally uncertain in nature, because no businessman have the knowledge that what amount he is going to earn out of the business in a given period of time, because there are different factors which are going to affect your business, to which we call in a nutshell business environment, like change in the taste of customer, change in the income of the individuals or the customers, clear, strike, lockouts, like the near situation you can call, clear, COVID-19. So these kind of situations happens with the business, like we are facing lockdown, clear. So nobody can predict how much return they are going to earn out of their business. There are some business houses which are being even locked today, so they are not earning a single penny out of their business. So this is called uncertainty of return, clear. So this feature will always be there, that nobody knows how much amount of profit they are going to earn, or how much return they are going to get out of the capital that they have invested in the business, because there are multiple factors which affect the return of the business. So uncertainty of return will always be there as an element of your business. It's not always that you are going to earn profit only. It may happen that, as I've told you, this is the situation of COVID-19, clear. Here business has suffered loss in this situation. So this is called uncertainty of return, because every possible efforts has been made by the businesses to overcome this situation, but still they are facing lot of problems, clear. So they are having huge losses. So this is what called uncertainty of return. Now when you talk about the last characteristics of business, is element of risk. Risk is the uncertainty associated with an exposure to loss. Now when you talk about risk, risk is something what that takes you towards the loss. It is caused by some unfavorable or undesirable events. Now whenever we talk about risk, clear, risk is what? If the business is not earning sufficient profit to meet out its cost, then you can call the business is in a risk. So it may be, or could say, some unfavorable conditions will be there, or undesirable events will be there, like COVID-19, this pandemic, clear. So this is what undesirable situation, unfavorable condition. So the risk are related with certain factors, like business refer to those economic activities which are connected with the production or purchase and sale of goods and services within the main objective of earning profit, clear. And people engage in business earn income in the form of profit. But if they are not going to earn this profit, or they are going to suffer loss, you can say element of risk is there. So always you will find the element of risk. You cannot find any business without risk. There is a saying, more risk, more profit, less risk, less profit. But the element of risk will always be there with the business. You cannot say that this business is going to earn profit for you, or always it's going to earn profit for you. The element of risk will always be there with the business. And risk, I have told you, is what? Risk is the uncertainty associated with an exposure to loss. So anything, any undesirable, clear, unfavorable conditions or events that are going to take you towards the loss will call to be the risk in the business. So these are the characteristics of business. And whenever we talk an economic activity to be called as business, so these are the characteristics that must be there to call it to be a business. Hope you like this video. Thank you.